You know, modern technology and innovation has brought us as a world very, very far. Ingenuity and such. So much so, we have so many amenities and so many inventions made by so many people too numerous to name, of all backgrounds, ethnic origins, and so forth. But did you not know? Did you ever really think about how things come to be? And I'm getting to something in this particular video, and you'll find me in a moment. Cause and effect. It's really why things are the way they are. Everything has to have a beginning in order to have an ending. Do you have to think about that again? Everything has to have a beginning in order for there to be an ending. We all started as a cell, one cell. Now we developed over the years as a baby, toddler, adolescent, preteen, teenager, young adult, up until what we are today. And now we have hundreds of millions of cells that make up the human body, the human being. But we started with one cell. So it began somewhere and it ended up how we are today. Now, what am I getting at? I'm getting at why we have pain. Physical pain, that is. We'll touch on the emotional pain in a later video. But why do we have physical pain? First of all, you know we have a brain, and that's the headquarters of the body, the entire body. Nothing happens without the brain. The brain is our intellectual storage space. Every aspect of our existence emanates from the brain, all four parts. How we feel comes from the brain. Our consciousness and our subconsciousness in the brain. Experiencing all types of emotions, the brain. Our metabolic functions, digestion, respiration, circulation, everything starts in the brain. All of our lives experiences and how we feel comes from the brain. And even physical pain comes from the brain. We have a nervous system. It begins in the brain, goes down the back, your spinal column. That is your nervous system. And all of these neurons and these nerve endings and these cells throughout your body allow you to experience pain, amongst other things, physical pain. You can take a pin and prick your finger. You experience pain. As small as the tip of that pin is, you still experience pain. Can you say nerve endings in your finger? Every aspect of your body, where there's blood that's to be circulated, you're going to experience pain when the appropriate stimulus is applied. But as I'm sitting here, let's use me as an example, hypothetically. If I had a headache, it has to come from somewhere. I don't have a headache right now, but all of a sudden, I got a headache. Wow. Did it come out of the ethers, out of the air? Is it just happenstance? Or did something cause the headache? What's in my hand right now is called a torch. It's a lighter. It has butane. That's the fuel. A flint. Once you depress this trigger, See the flame? There would be no flame if it did not have the fluid and the flint to ignite that fluid. Once again, you push the trigger, that's the cause of the flint creating a spark, and then the fluid makes contact and you have a fire. Cause and effect. That's the results. Was the effect was a flame. Same thing is true here. That's a candle. I'm going to use the same lighter. Has a wick. The candle is lit now. There's wax. Wax is the fuel. There's a wick. Needed the fire from the lighter to ignite the wick. And the wick, because of how it's made and the material that it's made with, it's usually soaked in some sort of chemical, possibly borax solution, to keep the wick lit. And then it melts the candle, and in turn it sustains a flame to provide what? Light, beauty, cause and effect. Remember these? Old book of matches. Matches are made of paper and usually a stick if it's a stick match. This little tip here, this red tip, usually contains some form of phosphorus. On the appropriate surface, you strike, you got a flame. The only way that flame stays lit is because of its exposure to oxygen, because fire burns with oxygen. It needs oxygen to breathe, right? Once the oxygen is gone, or the source is gone, no more fire. Note what I just said. What's causing the fire, once that is gone, the fire goes out. What about the fire in your body that we call pain? Oh, got a headache really bad, a migraine. What's causing that fire, that inflammation? Or I'm having chest pains. What's causing that fire, that inflammation? Oh, my back hurts. What's causing the fire, the inflammation? Oh, my knee hurt. My shoulder hurts. There has to be a cause for the pains that we experience. You having stomach problems? Your stomach hurts real bad. You ever had a stomach ache really, really bad and you had to go and get you some Mylanta or some Pepto-Bismol or something to take to alleviate that pain, that discomfort in the stomach? Something caused it. It doesn't just occur out of nowhere. What I'm getting at is this, ladies and gentlemen. The cause of our pain, once we realize and we can ascertain what has caused the pain, then we have the solution. I have here Tylenol for a headache. But you know, I crack this package open and I take this Tylenol, headache goes away. But once the Tylenol wears out or wears away, wears off, the headache comes back. So what's causing the headache? Some might prefer Aleve for the same purpose, pain. What about Excedrin, extra strength? Or for that migraine, Excedrin, migraine. Now, got a cold, discomfort as a result of a cold, maybe the flu, take something called cold relief. All of these things that I just showed you are just simply band-aids to cover up a problem. But once they wear off, the problem is still there. I'm trying to get you to think. What's causing our problem is what we need to address, not covering the problem up with a temporary fix. You see, These things that I just showed you, these are causing more harm to us than the actual problem is. So, how do you mitigate or how do you fix this problem? Get to know you. Say it again. Get to know you. Get to know this, your body. Start to take notice of your humanness, your physiology, and find out what makes you work. Find out what is appropriate for you to thrive as a living organism, as a human being, a man, woman, or child. And you apply those things in your life. That's proper diet containing nutrition. That's proper water, proper rest, proper thinking, proper exercise. Those are the things that benefit us and keep us exuberant and thriving. But the things that harm us are the opposites of all of the things that I just mentioned. When you don't have proper rest, when you don't have proper exercise, when you don't eat the proper foods and you're eating junk food. Junk food means junk food. It means it's not real food, no nutrition in it. When you are constantly bombarded with the stresses of life and you don't know how to relieve yourself of those stresses, well, you can begin here, like I just said a moment ago, or alluded to at least. Find out what's causing your problem. And once you find out what's causing your problem, and in most instances, it's us. We're the ones that's causing our own problems. Once you find out what's causing the problem, if you care to really research it, search it out. Once you find out what's really causing your problems, remove the things that's causing the problems. And then the problems, to include the pain, the physical pain, will go away. This beautiful thing that we have called the human body was made perfect. Perfect by nature and in nature. It deserves to be taken care of. So, nature deserves nature. So the things that we put in and on our body should all be natural. Everything that is not natural, everything that is denatured, are the very things that's causing us pain. I hope that you gleaned something from this lesson. Some people will struggle and say, it's too complicated the way you put it. No, it's not. Not if you really care to understand and apply the very things that I said. Physical body pain comes from something that's done to the body. As I said earlier, it doesn't just happen by some form of osmosis. It doesn't just happen. Get rid of the stresses, the things that stress our bodies. Medically, emotionally, physically. Get rid of those things that we're putting in and on us that's causing us pain. And as I said a moment ago, those very pains will go away. So if you have a headache, look at your diet. Virtually everything that happens to you internally as it relates to pain is your diet. It's your lack of exercise, your lack of rest, improper mental clarity. Are you always worried about things that you cannot change? Are you allowing people outside of you to stress you with their problems? Are you overly burdened by your relationship with your man or woman, your husband or wife, or your children even, or other family members, or even people on your job? Have you ever considered that these are the things that's causing your issues? And stress causes pain. Even the most subtle pain. But the most subtle can turn into chronic somewhere down the road. This is Brother Teacher. Be safe. Take your total well being into account and start to fix your own problems as much as you possibly can before you rely on some third party to give you something like this that's going to make your problems even worse. That was all I had to say. Your comments and your feedback is always welcomed. Please do so in the comment section below. If you find this of value, please share it, like it, and give us a thumbs up if you feel that we are worthy of it. Much love. Yahweh loves you, and I love you as always. And so long.